somebody from New York 914 keeps calling in and dropping off, but let me see who this is, and we will help folks, I guess, on Wednesdays if we can in our group. But let's see. This is hi. This is TJ and Melinda. You're live and on the air for our live show today. Can you tell us what your name is and what brought you to our show? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hi. What's your name?
My name is David.
Hi, David.
Hi, David.
What brought you?
Nice to meet you. I was wondering if you would fuck me because I'm jacking off and my cock is hard right now.
That's right there what you're talking about. I haven't had that in years. So what I'll learn to do is, sorry about that, Melinda. That's the kind of stuff that we used to have.
That's not your fault.
I haven't had that for years and years. So there are idiots out there. I mean, this is unfortunate that people want to do just, why do they need that type of attention when we don't even know who they are?
Yeah.
They just call
I'm not worried about it. I'm it's okay. There's crazy people everywhere,
But I guess I needed to show people that that's the kind of stuff we have to worry about when it's in our face.
Yeah.
That guy was not paid. That is not a paid announcement. That is just totally against everything that.
Are you getting other calls? Or was the only one?
No, I had two others drop off. So this jerk off, whoever he was, because that's what he said he was.
Yeah. What do you think about the presentation or representation of women in cyberspace now? What do you think of the women representation?
Well, I'm very happy to announce that women are finally stepping up to the plate to be counted, at least in America. Okay, folks, we've got a long way to go in the entire world. But let's talk about, we have two women standing behind the President of the United States of America. This is an amazing time to be alive for women. I was not a bra burner back in the 60s, but I have a feeling my mother was. So I was a child, but, my mother was very much advocate for women, and I didn't understand how important it was. She actually divorced my father, even having 6 children. But she was very much a woman of fighting for women's rights because her mother worked her entire life, and her mother as a school teacher. So there's always been a maternal family of women, and the men in our family seem to die young. And I've already had 2 brothers die, and I'm the oldest child. So women in today's culture are really stepping up, and due to the old white supremacy that the world is trying to do their best with, I don't really get the whole color of men, but it seems to be that women have been put under the way the world was created. Apparently it comes from stemming from maybe the original Abrahamic faith that are out there, Muslims, the Jews, and Christians. Christian, Muslim, Jews are the most famous, largest 3 areas of religions that have it where women are stifled, are put down, or told they were, just supposed to have children and tend to the hearth, cook the food, wash the clothes. And my mother and her mother and her mother did all of that. My great-grandmother had 12 children. Mother only had 7 altogether because I have a half-sister. I had 4, and my children are having 3 or 4. So they are getting less and less, women having less children. But we do now, Melinda, have it where we're setting up, thank God. I know, that, folks, that it seems like it's a 2-party system where men and women argue still on this planet. But hopefully over time women will at least be considered at equal pay and equal pride and, respect. I guess the word is respect. As a matter of fact, RESPECT. There's a movie coming out about the woman that sang about that, and she's a woman of color. And we used to say black colored, but now we're referring to people, and we shouldn't have to, as to how much melanin they have in their skin for women, because women are beautiful no matter what color they are. But we still say women. And I was watching a show about a transgender man or woman, because I've always felt like a gay man in a woman's body, to be honest with you, because I was always wanting to be a man, a boy, because I had to wear dresses to school. But fortunately, kids today, I don't think they're forced into these, you're a woman and you will wear a dress to school anymore. Thank God.
That's how I came up. I was a girly girl, The hair, the makeup, not every day, but I'm the girly girl. I wear the skirt, the shoes, things in my hair, and,
Yeah, so it shouldn't matter for women, but at least in this country, but it has to be respectable. We still have codes, dress codes, morals, and ethics to protect the general populace in today's world. And unfortunately, men never really had that much to worry about. They got to wear pants, and that's one thing that made me want to be a boy at a very young age, because I was freezing to death waiting for the bus to come all those years as a child. It's suffering. It's ridiculous to stand there and freeze to death in Monroe, Louisiana. It was cold, so anybody that's had children had to wait for the bus and freeze to death. It may be a long time that they'd come. Some days they were late. But that's just one of the things I remember about being a girl, and how things have changed now that I personally experienced. Now, I was a law enforcement officer, which is usually a man's job, and I went into the government. I went to the Navy, which, they used to not. When I went through, Melinda, in the 80s, I was on the leading edge of changing that women could go into the military and go and be on ships for the Navy. So I was one of the first ones that was brought into 75 and 6, but I was rehired 85 to 93. And that was an important time for women. And now we see women doing all kind of things. So I don't think it ever had to do with, later on I drove a truck. The government had me come in from Hawaii to make sure, it's a long story, but it was a case, and then I had to learn to drive a big truck over the road, pull, like 70,000 pounds all over the interstate. But I could do the job. So it was hard to learn to drive a big truck. Back then they had 2 gear shifts, and you had to mix and match, and then it went finally just 10-speed, and that was a lot easier. And then I trained 175 people a month, a rotation for U.S. Express as I went inside to run the computers and how to train people on Qualcomm, which is like the computer in the truck that tells you, about your load and where you're get to go, gives you the directions and how many miles it is and all of that, and where to pick it up. And then you load, or you pull up to a company and they load the truck or the van, and usually on pallets. And then you take, I would do a full load and then take it from point A to point B. So I've been all over the country in all lower 48 states and Canada and Mexico, but mainly learning to do a man's job. Well, if a woman can do it, and so I think women have come up to be where if you've got the talent and the skills, that women of today should be able to do the job. And now that we're in cyberspace culture, women can do more than we did in the past, because it doesn't matter if you're a male or female sitting behind a screen, you should be able to learn how to, work the boards or the software, So I wish they had it more so in other countries.
But right now, as we speak, women only make up 20% of the cyber security workforce. Wow, that's up still from a mere 11% in 2013. There's still a lot of opportunity to be seized in cybersecurity careers. Being a trailblazer isn't without its challenges, but according to the female cybersecurity professionals I speak with below, women are up to the task. So women are motivated more than before, ever than before. And I've noticed too, even like in just general, the field of just general security, women are in that field, and that's a male-dominated field. Same thing. Security of a building or a property or a place, et cetera, you know.
Well,
so it's the same situation.
You did security, didn't you?
Huh?
You did security.
Yes, I did.
You and I both. I did it for Wells Fargo and who was the other company? Burns Security, I think.
I did Summit Security. All over Long Island, Manhattan, you know, the different 5 boroughs and stuff. So it was interesting, you know, but as you go to different posts and different situations, you notice that this is a male-dominated field. But I've seen the complexion change throughout the years, you know, as time has progressed and women feel more confident about themselves in doing different things than just what they think the layman woman should do, like just be a teacher and just be a, you know, stay-at-home wife. So people are stepping out of those nest minds and exploring more, you know, and taking a chance and see what happens with that. So how to be a successful woman in cybersecurity. If you're a woman looking to change careers into cybersecurity, there are a few things you can do to better prepare yourself. First of all, don't be intimidated and take chances. What did I just say, right? Take chances. And demanding the respect in a male-dominating field is absolutely necessary in order to gain the experience and the knowledge needed to be successful. So that's the beginning of what are the ways to become a successful woman in cybersecurity. And the first one is to not be intimidated. Take the risk, take the chance, build yourself up, do the job, and make sure you receive that respect from your male-dominated field co-workers. So that's part of it. That's the beginning. And, you know, there's many more. But I think that mindset, not just for cybersecurity, just any type of field that's male-dominated, the woman should go in with that attack and that mindset. And if they do, they'll come out better, stronger workers, and more experienced and talented and crafted in their field.
Now, I'd like to mention that the women of the 70s and 80s, the Indigo children that came to planet Earth, if we're speaking spiritually, they may have more gifts, intuitively speaking, as empaths, sensitives, and these beings that came to the planet came here to help the planet, but they also have much more emotions. They understand people much better than even the baby boomer generation, which I'm a part. But my children, your age, you come in expecting people to not have biases so much about they're above the color of the human race, because we have other colors than space. We have light pink, we have a light gray, and we even have a light blue. So it's like when you cut and you all of us bleed. We have blue blood, and you can look at your veins